This Liberty Sports Update is brought to you by Beacon Credit Union.
Again, to God to be the glory. Just a quick recap of Saturday's scrimmage. I thought it was very good. Probably the defense maybe have a little bit of an edge. I really was impressed with them on third down. I think we had 4 out of 14 where the offense converted, which I think is about 73-74% from a defensive perspective, and I thought that was really good. They ended up blocking a field goal. They had 2 interceptions, the defense did, so I thought that was impressive. I think on the offensive side of the ball, the thing that I was really excited about was I thought our running backs did a pretty good job overall, just really pretty much all 4, 5, 6 of them that ran the football, and so I thought they were very impressive in the scrimmage. We have a ways to go, but I really like from what I've seen in the beginning of the camp to where I'm at this point in time. If I had to say one group on the offensive side that done well, I think the defensive side of the ball, one group, I continue to be impressed compared to last year. Our defensive line is coming along pretty good and getting a few good people in there where they can play all different positions and mix it up there pretty good. So I think we're making progress. We're working on some more situational football, kind of more about the things in short yardage and goal line. We need to get more impressed in that part. Also in the red zone, green zone area in the scrimmage, we were 50% from an offensive perspective, which is good from a defensive perspective, where you can have people not score touchdowns when they get in the red zone. So overall, we had a lot of good things that as coaches we evaluated to see where individuals are at. We also got a chance to see where our groups were at, and also on the offense and defensive side of the ball. So we're continuing to evaluate it, and a lot of good stuff for our football team to move forward.
You said you wanted to kind of cut back on the reps a little bit for some guys after this. You feel like you've been able to kind of make the assessment of who's going to be able to contribute and start to do game install now for ODU?
Yeah, I would say in general we pretty much know who the guy's going to play. I think in the next week or two we'll probably have a situation where we know who's going to be in a category where we're saying possibly redshirt. And what I mean by that is stating that we got the 4 games that we can kind of have a little bit more of an assessment to what we can do. Some of that's going to have to do with injuries. But again, I think that's just going to be an ongoing thing. And obviously right now we got some guys who are going to take less reps because they've had some good things. And there's some guys who are going to take more reps because we need to see some more evaluation. And that's going to happen this week because next week is game week. And at that point in time, we will really focus on who's going to be able to get those majority of the reps.
With the running backs, the talent level in that group, do you feel good about, even though that you've lost, your 2 of your top guys experience-wise?
Again, I think Saturday made me feel a little more comfortable. They're still not, I want to say, totally there. Or they haven't played in a game yet. Certain guys haven't played for us in a game. Again, we got a lot of good guys that have played some good football as far as Hickson and Cantori Matthews. We got Peyton Pickett there is coming in, and got Frank Boyd. Those 2 guys haven't played for us quite a bit, but I think they've shown some things that they're going to be able to help our football team. So, again, I'm impressed by the running backs. We're just going to have to see how it all plays out, and they're all going to be used throughout the year.
Is Pickett a guy that can contribute right away just because he's older, even though he hadn't played here?
I guess physically, I guess he can play, but then you got to know our whole offense. Does he know what to do? Because if you don't know what to do when the play's called, then you don't have a chance. So that's where we're at right now. He's making progress, but I can't sit here and say right now he understands the whole offense and where we can put him in a football game and say he knows it all. He can go out and do the things that we want him to do. Now, he's going to play. How much, that's up to him and determine as far as how far he comes along and knowing what he needs to do.
With 9 of the top 10 on the 2 deep returning on the offensive line, do you envision playing any of those 5 true freshmen that you brought in the signing class?
We haven't made that decision yet. I'm going to say majority of them will not play this year. I think we're trying to decide whether we're going to play 1 guy or 2 guys or whatever that nature. But I think we feel pretty good about 7 or 8 guys, and now there's 1 guy that may be in the mix to see what he can contribute. But again, I think that 4-game deal is definitely something that's going to be in the play in the back of our head. And again, we're just very pleased with them. I think they have a bright future, all 5 of them. But again, they're not ready to go out and play a football game at this point in time to play 60, 70, 80 snaps.
How does Mike Brown take into your staff, and what have you learned from him and vice versa in the few weeks he's been here?
Well, again, I just mentioned about the running backs of the group that I'm feeling more impressed by at this point in time, or at least I should say from the first practice to what we're doing today, they made a very good improvement. Mike Brown's done a very good job of teaching and developing those young men to get to where they're at today. Now, there's still a lot of things we got to get corrected. I'm very pleased in how the communication has been with him, with the players. I see a great continuity, great brotherhood, so to speak, as far as those group of guys and Mike Brown working together. Again, we continue to teach Mike. certain things, how we do things and how we go about it. And but I really am impressed so far of what he's doing.
From an injury standpoint, you come out Saturday okay?
Yeah, we didn't have anybody that I consider and say is going to be out for the ball game. Again, there's always bumps and bruises, and we may hold a few guys out for a day or 2 days or 3 days or whatever it may be. But everybody should be ready to go.
If there was one or two guys you could pinpoint that's kind of stood out during camp, maybe on both sides of the ball, who would that be?
Defensively, again, I think I may have said it maybe last time, but again, Beja or Wilson, if I had to say one guy on the defensive side of the ball that's really, really impressive and going to be very, very impactful, I think. Again, he hadn't played any games yet, but I just love the way he goes after it. Good speed, great agility, understands the game, understands the concepts, and again, I can't wait to see him in the game, and hopefully that can transfer over to a game-like situation. Offensive side of the ball there, I think probably the one guy, maybe Peyton Pickett, and I say him more because I think he's picking up things a little faster than what I thought I anticipated. Again, we talk about the three things as far as being able to block, being able to catch the football, and being able to run the football. And I think he's done all three of those things. Each and every day is getting better. And so he's on the rise. Again, we have made a total decision at this point in time on who's going to play what and how much time and all that. But those are two people I would say on the offense and defensive side of the ball.
I guess to follow up along those lines, see, with Wilson, do you anticipate what side he's going to be on at this point, or could it be both? Or
all the above, all the above. So, he's definitely in our top three as far as the corners and all that, and we're just going to have to figure that all out as we go along. He's going to play. And, again, when you're now playing 80 and 90 snaps, it's great to have some people that you can trust and put in a football game there. So he's coming along, and I'm very pleased to have him on our football team.
Last year at this time, you were beginning the install for the Baylor game because you had that extra week of practice. With the one fewer week of practice this year, when do you begin the install for Old Dominion?
We're tinkering around with it, but I'd say probably really officially it's going to end up being Saturday. Saturday and Sunday we'll be full throttle into preparing those guys for Old Dominion.
as far as the kicking game, how's Alex Probert look this preseason?
Well, he's been on and off. We have not had him kick. Some days he kicks, some days he haven't been kicking. So he got a little bit of an injury, but he should be all right for the game.